Okay, Pale Fear up again in a grade 2. We're expected to finish 5th, which means based off of his last performance, if we run this right, we could win today. That would be a great win for Pale Fear. Post position 9 from the outside. We'll see how this works. But Pale Fear, he's been looking pretty good, so I'm excited to see what we can do. Top 5 finish or better. Top 5 finish or better. Western Tiger, another one of our horses. Retired horses. In fact, I think he's still a stud. Sorry, falls for us. Not the greatest of starts, but we'll manage. Hold Pale Fear back just a little bit. It's kind of weird sometimes playing video games when one of your main fingers are bandaged or taped up, you know what I mean? Just because that feel is a little bit different. Been having I don't know why I get hangnails when like the weather starts to change, and it's kind of been happening everywhere. Just weird. Usually my fingers and nails are completely fine. I keep them trimmed and all that good stuff, but the hangnails just occur randomly sometimes.
They are midway down the backstretch.
Really bad. Kind of a nuisance at the end of the day. Alright. I want Pale Fear to gas himself out too much.
Okay, this is where the race is won.
Just kind of have him make his move here, slowly but surely. Almost 3 furlongs to go. I'll move to the outside just a little bit. Get him moving up here. Get him moving, get him moving. Okay, let's see if we can catch some of these horses off guard. There we go. Get a good jump. These horses are fighting back here. Plenty of stamina left to go. Let's see what Pale Fear can do. Come on, hang in there, buddy. Hang in there, bud. Still doing pretty well here. We still have a potential place finish. That 11 horse is not giving up, but Pale Fear is going to keep fighting. And this is what I mean. He gets discouraged, and it's as if he fights on as if he didn't lose a head-to-head. It's so weird. I haven't been on a horse that loses head-to-heads like that. And then, you know, you see that they get discouraged and it's not good for them, but he still finishes very well. It's as if, like I said, losing the head-to-heads don't matter for him. Aim to win next time. Yeah, I was trying to. And imagine if this horse didn't get discouraged by those head-to-heads, I imagine we'd be winning. This is like the first horse I've ever raced with that has that feature, you know, that thing in this game, and he fights better. He races on. He doesn't just drop back to the back of the field like most horses do when they lose head-to-head battles. He continues to fight on. I love horses like that, man. I really do. I would take a horse like that over the quote-unquote talented ones any day. You guys know that. That heart, it's hard to come by, man. If a horse doesn't have heart, what good is the talent? It's the same thing with athletes. What good is talent if you have no heart, you have no guts, and you have no consistency? Sharp Charm, I'm just kind of going to let the AI schedule races for her until we start to figure things out. I think that'll work best for us. So Nightclub is up today, and Regal Soul. No G1s, but Nightclub, he's still doing well. 6 years old, really good heart rating. Very consistent, which he has been for us. 21 lifetime start, 6 wins, 1 G1. We did get a G1 win with him. I can't remember which one. But I don't expect to retire him as a... for breeding, I should say. But Nightclub, S ranked, from Bionic Club out of Nightbreed. He's been very good for us, so I've really appreciated having him. We got a doubleheader. Let's make it happen. Okay. Nightclub expected to finish 7th, so should be able to do that here. 9 furlongs on the dirt. Got to get him to the front. But yeah, I've really been happy with Nightclub. Really been happy. He's been a very solid and consistent and reliable horse for us, most importantly. And yeah, the fact that I've been able to race with him this long, since I usually lose my originals just because, you know, they always have some really bad ability that I just do not like in this game. But Nightclub is, like I said, he's the second horse behind Great Bolero as far as our originals we've been able to race pretty much until retirement. So that's good. Because like I said, I've lost more horses than I've been able to keep. You know what I mean? So Nightclub has been awesome. The only problem is, it seems like it's so hard for us to get him to the front. He wants to be leading, but I'm not going to have him gas himself out. We've done that so many times, and it has always done us more harm than good. I know the horse wants to be in front. I know our position grade at the end of the race is going to suffer, but too many times I have tried to get a horse to the front for half a race because the rest of the AI horses are running way beyond their means, and they're not even going to finish in the top 5. And then we end up also suffering because we were trying to keep up with those horses, you know, that, like I said, aren't even going to finish at a high enough place at all. Now, every blue moon, one of those horses ends up being the second favorite or whatever, and they actually end up finishing really well, but that doesn't happen often, so it's not worth it. I'll take my chances and run him a little bit further behind, even if that's not what he needs, because we've ran too many races trying to catch up to the AI running at a ridiculous pace, and it always ends up backfiring for us. So let's see what we can do here. All right, nice run off the curve here, but I don't feel any speed from Nightclub. I don't know if 7th place is going to happen. Probably not. This is going to be one of those races where it's like, oh yeah, you needed to have him at the front. And yeah, completely gassed in last place. And it wasn't even like stamina was a huge issue. Oh, that's disappointing. Like I said, I've had too many bad races trying to get a horse like that to the front, and it just doesn't work well. Yeah, position rating wasn't good, but like I said, I wasn't going to take a chance. I gambled with that one. It didn't pay off. It is what it is. On to the next one. Regal Soul should be first here. He's dropping in class. He's still technically a grade 1 horse, but I don't want to run him in too many grade 1s this year. Maybe every blue moon if I feel like it's right, but I'm going to stick to putting him at G2s and G3s. And he's the favorite. We have to get him to the front, but he's a pretty easygoing horse. In fact, he's one of the most easygoing horses I've ever had a chance of racing with in this entire series, so we should be fine to get him to the front and secure this G3 win, because again, he's dropping in class, so we should be fine. We should be fine. All right, here we go. Not the greatest of starts. Okay, we're off, and to get him to the front, gonna make sure, just making sure you get to the front, buddy. Don't gas yourself out now. Make sure we get to the front. We establish that lead, and you see how we're running right now? This is too fast, but if I don't keep him at this pace, you know, it's gonna hurt us, evidently. And even still right now, he's not leading, and we're still running pretty fast. There's nothing I could do except have him get past. Now he is. And there we go. But I mean, that's the thing I didn't want to do with Nightclub. Nightclub is not Regal Soul. No disrespect to Nightclub. You guys know I love that horse. But Regal Soul can handle this more. And it makes me anxious to have a horse running that fast, that long. You know what I mean? Nightclub, not exactly the same as Regal. So, yeah, Nightclub, it's not going to work as well. Not to mention he gets to the front much slower. Regal Soul that we're racing with right now, as you can see, gets to the front pretty quickly if we're able to establish that early on. Nightclub kind of struggles. In fact, I think that's really about his only thing that's not so great. Okay, should be good. Should be good. I feel like stamina's gonna hurt us. And this will be a prime example of what I mean when it comes to stamina running too high, too fast. And yep, stamina's gonna hurt us. It is hit or miss with these front runners for me, man. I mean, you guys, you saw our dominance on Western Tiger. We didn't lose a race with him. He was a front runner. I got him to the front, and we won every single race with him. So it's not like I don't know how to race front runners, but it's hit or miss depending on the pace. And fast pace. Unfortunately, the AI, I don't know why that happens. It's so strange. Sometimes they are just running their horse at like 100% for more than 75% of the race. It's ridiculous. Not good results for us, but it is what it is. We haven't lost any of our horses, fortunately. So let's see what we can do with Nightclub here. 7 to 12 on the dirt. 12 furlongs in Nagano. I feel like that's a long race to run him, especially if he needs to be at the front, which he hasn't been doing well. We'll run him in this G3. Regal, 8 to 12. We're going to go ahead and run him in this G2. I'll be ready to bounce back. And yeah, we'll see if we can do a little bit better with those two. Nightclub, it was kind of whatever. I didn't really think that race had much potential. Regal Soul, that was, like I said, more so disappointing because we should have won that. But again, the AI running so fast. So fast. And when that happens with me, we don't usually end up finishing well. So we're supposed to finish 8th or better. Let's see if we can do it. Because if we don't hit our goal here in this race, we might lose Nightclub, which it is what it is. He's past his, his point of retirement. We can retire him any day now. So if we lose him, it is what it is. But we've had a good time with him. I'm going to try, though. I'm really going to try. Again, if the AI just aren't running just like crazy fast from the jump. And as you can see, look at the pace of the 7 and the 6 up there. Okay. Now, we should be able to keep up, I hope. Let's see. Still running pretty fast. We should overtake the 7 horse here. Well, we're struggling to do it. Just have to give Nightclub a little bit more encouragement. And the 7 still trying to compete with us. We're not going to get that good of rating. Rating for position. I'm going to say rating. Now we're moving, but I don't know what that will put us at.
They are midway down the backstretch.
I don't want to start my spurts too early as well, because that's also a very easy way to gas yourself out. I know timing is everything. You know, you gotta get a good position. You gotta start your spurt at the right time. I know how to do all that, but it all depends on the pace. Which again, it feels like another fast pace. This is unusual. I don't get in this many races where the pace seems to be this lightning. Come on, push. Stamina's dropping quite a bit. Just trying to stay off the whip until at least a furlong and a half. If I get on it any sooner, we're definitely gassing out. Now, Nightclub still holding on in there. Still holding on, still holding on. Finish strong, buddy. Finish strong. Now, much better result. Much better result. That pace was still faster than I would have liked, but it wasn't as bad as the prior race with Nightclub. And I laid off the whip until later as well. Like I said, people sometimes tell me to get on it earlier, and every time I do that, it always ends badly. It's like, just let me run my race, man. Yeah, spurt wasn't the greatest, I know, but we can manage. That's much better. We hit our goal as well, so that goes to show you. If the pace is too fast, it's kind of a done deal. Usually, that pace also fast, but like I said, it was more manageable. We were able to still keep Nightclub at a moderate pace. It's breeding season. Suave Buster. Forgot we retired her as a broodmare. And Sedate Ruler are set to go for this season. Night Breeze. She is 12 years old. Golly. I remember how she used to look. She used to look exactly like Aunt B. And now this is how she looks. It's amazing. Can't believe she's really been retired that long. I felt like, because I think I retired her when she was 5 or 6. So it's crazy. It's already been like 6 seasons since she's been retired, in this game. Aunt B we will do with Western Tiger for sure. That should work out. The parents seem quite compatible. We should expect a great bone. Thanks, Gallop Racer mascot. And Night Breeze, who we're going to breed her with. We still have Desert Diver. I forgot about him. Sedate Ruler. We're going to try Desert Diver here this year. So we have Sedate Ruler and Suave Buster, Aunt B and Western Tiger, Night Breeze and Desert Diver. We have some great lineups coming. Really looking forward to it. So Suave Buster and Imp B conceived. Night Breeze and Desert Diver did not. Now, is that actually a thing where, like, if two horses aren't somehow compatible, like, the broodmare actually won't conceive? Is that what happened there? Because I thought as long as you know, breed two horses together, there's always going to be 100% success rate. But I haven't paid attention close enough to know whether or not there can be, like, a failure in the breeding. Let me know in the comment section below if that's, like, actually a thing. Never paid attention to that. I don't know if that was actually a thing in this game. I haven't made it this far to know that. Let's go ahead and yeah, it's weird that the other two pairings were able to conceive, but one of them weren't. So that's why I'm curious. You know what I mean? I selected a partner for Night Breeze, did I not? I said Night Breeze and Desert Diver. I'm positive. Did I not select it, or I'm very confused. I definitely selected it, so is this not gonna happen until next season? I'm assuming, because I remember this happened last year, and I'm like, well, what happened? And it was really weird. Parents seem quite compatible. Okay, I don't... Yeah, I don't get that. Well, whatever. Whomever, whatever occurs for Night Breeze, we'll be fine. Nightclub. What's it, 7 to 12 on the dirt? Let's give him a little bit of a layoff and let Thang G3. I can run him a G3 later in May. Regal Soul's up again, and everybody else should be good to go. Yeah, this isn't gonna be too dominant of a year for us. Like I said, this is kind of a weird transitioning period for us. Regal Soul and Nightclub will be retiring within a year or two. Maybe the same thing for Pale Fear. And like I said, our two originals, Onyx Prince and Sharp Charm, I think are late developing horses, clearly. So, yeah, we're kind of going to be in a weird transitioning phase. Luckily, we have a good amount of funds where we'll be okay. You know? I mean, we're 33rd. Our average is 0? Is that because we haven't won a race? Oh, definitely because we haven't won a race. 7 races in this year and we haven't won yet. That's actually a little unusual. It's very unusual. I would have had at least 2 or 3 wins by this point. So not having any right now, it's, you know, it's a tad bit unusual if you ask me. All right, G2 here. We are the second favorite with Regal Soul, so winner place. We have some flexibility. Let's see what we can do. The horses are in the gates. Cracks me up every time. Now let's see if we can get Regal Soul to the front quickly and not have to fight with too many horses. Okay, get to the front. Get to the front, establish that lead, and yep, get comfortable. I think this track has a rough. Where are we at? I forgot the location. Is it Toronto? We're in the lead. Let's just hope that stamina doesn't gas ourselves too much. We don't want the 9 to overtake us. We should be okay. The 9 may try to go to the outside of us. Pretty sure this track has a rough. I'm pretty sure we're on it right now. So we'll have to get a 7, so that's good. But you see, the pace wasn't fast. Granted, the times look a lot faster, so I'll double check. But yeah, I didn't really have to fight like I usually do to get to the front. I mean, it was pretty easy, and this is what I mean. Certain races, the pace is not like this, you know what I mean? So it's obviously a lot more difficult to establish that without gassing our horse out, but we didn't have really any resistance here today. We're getting 2 7s, so That's what I mean, man. Sometimes the pace is just really fast and there's not much you can do about it. Horses in other spots on the track may be in better position to take advantage of that. Pretty sure there's the rough, so we're going to get off of that. Not going to whip yet. Wait until about a furlong and a half. Now we're going to go. Now we're going to go with Regal Soul. 3 is coming. That's probably the favorite, I'd imagine, because I can't see another horse coming that quickly. But I think we're going to hold off and get this G2 win with Regal Soul, and we are. See, that's what I was talking about earlier. If we're not going at a crazy pace and fighting other horses, you know, to gas ourselves out, everything stays as is. Winning as a front runner is pretty doable. It's pretty easy. It's only when the AI decide to send their horse full send at like 120%. See, middle pace. That was a fast pace that could have potentially been a different race. So yeah, much better, and that's what we're able to do. That's not a surprise. Very good result there for Regal Soul. It's exactly what we like to see. It's exactly what we like to see. Hope you guys are enjoying. We have another race. Let's get Regal ready to go once again. They want him to race in June, and they want him in the Spring Mile. You know what? I'll take it. I'm pretty sure he's won that before. You're not going to get any reservations from me, even though I think, you know, he's obviously past his... We can retire him anytime, but they think he can still run in a G1. We won that G2. I say, why not? I'm totally up for it. I'm totally up for it, and we'll see what we can do. But before we get to that, still have something else going on here. It's a grade 2 with Onyx Prince. We're expected to finish 11th, so we got to beat 3 other horses. We're still figuring out Onyx Prince. Like I said, I still think he's a very late developing horse, so we don't have to rush his development and his growth. We're going to let him take his time, ultimately, and, you know, you will get it all figured out accordingly. Here we go. All right. Pretty solid start here. Like I said, Onyx Prince can be anywhere between horses as long as he's not leading and as long as he's not in last place. If he's not in any of those 2 spots, he'll be pretty much be comfortable, I should say, anywhere on the track. So yeah, we're gonna keep him here. Don't want him using too much stamina here. Grade 2 though, this is his toughest test I think so far, so this is really gonna let us see what he can do. We get a 7 as per usual, just because it's, like I said, his positioning is always gonna be pretty spot on. He wants to go, but I gotta keep him disciplined here. Gotta keep him disciplined. Okay. Stamina's getting better. It's not as bad as it was when we first raced him, so that's why I'm really, like I said, under the impression he's gonna be a late developing horse, which is fine. I'm very patient, so we'll kind of get him moving here, slowly but surely. He's got to be 3 horses. We'll get him going now. Get him going now. Not going to whip yet because we got to still have a little bit of juice left. Now we'll get him going. And let's see what Onyx Prince is able to do. Furlong left to go. He's still fighting here. He's still fighting. I think we'll definitely beat more than 3 horses for sure. And yeah, we're still going to beat at least... That's a money... Is that a money place finish? 6th or 5th? 6th. Almost a money place finish. That is a great effort there from Onyx Prince in a grade 2. He's definitely going to be a grade 1 horse, but like I said, late developing, so it's probably still going to be 2 years before he gets to that point. But that's a really solid effort. Look at that. Really solid effort there from Onyx Prince. That is exactly what I like to see.